Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to be taking a look at my Nintendo Switch collection. My Nintendo Switch collection has changed a lot since the last video I did where I showed off the collection, so I wanted to do another one because, man oh man, it's my favorite console, so I obviously get a lot of games for it, and I love to show them off, so let's get right into it. Before I show you my first one, please let me know in the comments below what your favorite Nintendo Switch games are and what your collection is like. Do you have a big one? Do you have a small one? Do you care about collecting Nintendo Switch? Let's hear about it in the comments, and let's get to it. I sort my games in alphabetical order, so that means the very first game we have in the collection is AI: The Somnium Files. Really cool game, murder mystery, very shocking, funny, you laugh out loud in this game, but it's also incredibly thrilling. It's just a really, really cool experience, and there is a sequel, which of course I have. It's AI: The Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative, and it's a really neat game. These are heavy in puzzles, but there's also a horror element. They're thrillers. They're really, really neat. You play a police detective, and you basically go into people's minds to try and find out clues, so to try and figure out what happened. It's kind of like, it's got a lot of Black Mirror vibes going on. Highly recommend. Really, really cool. Next is a game that I really liked, but I wasn't in love with it, and that's Astral Chain. Really cool game, cyberpunk, 80s, 90s vibes. It's really neat. You're a cop. It's cool. Something about it just didn't jive with me the way I wanted it to, but it is really cool. Some people consider it a JRPG. I don't. It didn't feel like that to me. I guess there are JRPG elements, but it is a really interesting game. Very unique gameplay, so it's definitely worth a try if you're interested in anything like that. Here's one I recently beat this year, and that is Bayonetta. It's just the port for the Switch. I had never played it before. Mixed feelings. I like some stuff about it. I don't like other stuff about it. The game is hideous. It's very drab. It's very bleh. It's very PS3 gray and bronze and just, no. But there's something about it. There's something about the character of Bayonetta that I like. There's something about her, and I don't know. There's something about it. I don't know how to describe it, but I didn't hate it, and I would maybe give Bayonetta 2 a chance, but it's not my favorite, but I kept it, so yeah, it's in my collection, and I give it a thumbs up. Another one I recently beat this year, and that's Blue Reflection Second Light, the sequel to Blue Reflection. Really, really, really solid. Awesome. Better than the first one. Great JRPG. Very strange. Kind of fan servicey, but emotional and very chill. I mean, come on. It's really cool. Definitely recommend this. You gotta play the first one first, so you should do that. It's too bad they didn't port it to the Switch, but either way, this is really, really neat. Bizarre, magical girl, stranded on a desert island on a school. It's very weird. It's very Japanese, but it's really good. We got Bug Fables, really neat indie JRPG, plays kind of like Paper Mario. Really cool. I mean, I wanted a little bit more from the story on this one, but it's really solid. Really cool towns. I really like the art direction, the art style. It is fantastic. This is a gorgeous game. It just, something about it, I wanted a little bit more from it, but this is like a solid, 7.5, 8 out of 10. It's a really cool game. So if you like JRPGs, maybe you haven't heard of this one, and definitely check it out. Okay, we are now at a game that I haven't actually played yet, so, because I was like, wow, I've actually played all the games I've talked about so far. And that is Café Enchanté. It's an otome visual novel. I'll get to it. I'm really selective with my visual novels. I can kind of only play one a year kind of thing. Sometimes I don't even want to play them at all. I have to be in a very unique mood to play a game like this. And these are obviously not just visual novels. They're otome games. They're directed at women. You're romancing 5 different dudes, and they all look like, I don't even know, mystical creatures. I'm not really sure, but it looks cool. The people in the otome community seem to praise it, so I'll get to it one day. Next, we have Captain Toad Treasure Tracker, and this is a really great game. I have it for Wii U. We rebought it for the Switch because it's just really, really solid. It's a really great game. I admit that I have not beat it, but it is a really cool game. Just if you just want a couple puzzles here and there, definitely check this out. It's really cool. It seems kind of like an add-on type thing, but it's not. I really seriously recommend that you check this out. Here's one I haven't played yet. It is still sealed. It is Chrono Cross: The Radical Dreamers Edition. one I would like to play one day. It's a PS1 game that obviously I haven't played, and I would like to experience this. It's a weird one. Everybody has mixed feelings. Some people think this is like beyond insane, like so great. The music is the best they've ever heard. And then other people really, really, really don't like it. So I'm like, I don't know where I fall into that category. So I want to give it a shot just to see where I fall and what I think. But it's definitely one I would like to make a priority within the next couple years or so. Next we have Clubhouse Games 51 Worldwide Classics, and this is a game that I don't play very often, but it is kind of here when I need it. So it's like, oh, you want to play a game with a friend and you just want to like play something really chill. It's there. It's kind of neat. I mean, you could just play checkers if you want, or like, you know, those kind of things. Like it's different. A lot of card games, a lot of like board game type games, but it's kind of neat. Like it's a neat game to have in your collection. How about that? But it's not something you're playing every day. This is one that I asked for and was stupid because somebody told me you could just go right into it, but it's actually a sequel and it's still sitting on my shelf, and that's Color X Malice, however you say it, Unlimited. It's technically you have to play the first one first, and I didn't know that, so it's just sitting on my shelf. I don't know what to do with it because a part of me was like, should I just trade it in? And then a part of me says, no, get Color X Malice. And if you like it, then I have this to play. So I'll keep it for now, but yeah, that's the story on that one. We have Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled. I found this to be just okay, but I need to actually get back into it. We bought it when I literally, like, I think our son was like weeks old, and I don't know, I was like checked out and didn't really play it or give it much of my time. So I would like to maybe check it out because I do love kart racers a lot. So this is one that, you know, it's one of those like, okay, I just have to like put it on a list and be like, you are playing that today. Here's one of my favorites on the console. I loved this more than I thought I would, and that is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I absolutely loved this game. I never played it when it came out on the PSP, and so I played it on the Switch and fell in love with it. Amazing story. Got to really get into the character of Zack. Wow, this is amazing. Great action JRPG. I can't recommend it enough. It was really great in every way. It feels so much like a PS2 game in the best way ever. Like, it made me feel so great. I was like, it's 2003 again. It was really fun. Next, we have a racing game that is Cruisin' Blast. This is, you know, just kind of very arcadey and fun, and the kind of game you just pop in when you feel like it. I just have it to play once in a while. I'll admit I haven't played it for a long time, but it's one of those games where it's like, you have it, you can play it, it's just kind of there. This is one that I want to get to because I played a lot of it on the PlayStation 4 and then never actually beat it, and that is Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. There is the sequel Hacker's Memory on here as well, so there's 2 games here, and it's one of those ones where, again, it's one of those JRPGs I just haven't gotten to it yet, and I really want to get to it though, because from what I did play on the PlayStation 4, like, solid. It's a really cool game, and the music is beyond awesome as well. Like, you turn it on and you're like, I'm so pumped for this. Like, it's a really good JRPG from what I've played, so I would really like to, you know, check it off one day and be like, yeah, I beat that. So definitely on my list to beat soon. We have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. I haven't actually beat this on the Switch, but I beat it on the Wii U. I just have it because I thought, you know, one day I'm gonna feel that vibe to play it again, and so now I do in a more convenient way. I don't ever really want to touch the Wii U again, so I have it on Switch, and I have to say, this is a really great game. I don't find these new Donkey Kong games have the same vibe as the originals do. Maybe that's just my nostalgia talking, I don't know, but this is actually like a really good game, and it really legitimately bothers me that we're still in 2023, heading on to 2024, and we still don't have a new Donkey Kong game. Like, I'm not sure what's going on there and why we don't have one, because this isn't a Switch game, it's a Wii U port. Why is there no Switch Donkey Kong game? What's going on? Somebody needs to answer my question, and I need answers. We got Dr. Kawashima's Brain Training, because, you know, I don't know, I just wanted that DS nostalgia, I guess. Yeah, it's here, I have this. I don't really play it, but I have it if I feel like feeling stupid. This is actually a really fun fighting game. I don't really play a lot of fighting games, but Dragon Ball FighterZ is actually like really fun. I admit that I don't play it very often, but it is really cool, and if you just want to play something kind of fun and like Street Fighter-y, this is solid. It's really good, and it's more fun if you know the characters, obviously, but it's a really good game. Here's one of my favorite Switch games. It's Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Just a great game. if you love Dragon Ball Z, you'll love this. It's a JRPG, but it's action-based combat, and it is just so much fun. It goes through the entire saga of Dragon Ball Z, you know, all 4 arcs. Really cool game. You know, this is how I discovered Dragon Ball Z, and it is fantastic. Here's one I haven't gotten to, and I want to as a Dragon Ball Z fan, but just haven't gotten there yet, and that is Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. Heard really good things, kind of like a fighting game, but also mixed with a JRPG, so I'm not really sure what to expect, to be honest, but one day I'm going to just finally, you know, rip the band-aid and check it out, because it looks really good. Here's one that some people have mixed feelings on, because graphically, it kind of looks weird, but if you want the great experience of Dragon Quest, check this out. It's all 3, like the first Dragon Quest games. It's really great. Dragon Quest 1, 2, and 3 has quality of life upgrades. It's doable. I beat all 3. It's like really solid. Like, I had so much fun, and I have to say, they all kind of look a little weird, but Dragon Quest 3 looks the best. So I don't know, it's almost like they, by the time they got to this one, they were like, yeah, I mean, these are iOS ports, so don't let that scare you. I personally liked it, so yeah. One of my favorite Switch games right here, and that's Dragon Quest 11. One of the best games I think has ever been made. It's one of the best JRPGs of all time. I don't really have much to say other than it is just simply phenomenal. And now we get into the Final Fantasies, because there are many. So I have the Final Fantasy 1 to 6 Pixel Remaster Collection. Great thing to have. I'm so happy I own this, because digital copies are just boo. So I love having this. I just recently beat Final Fantasy 1. I have beat 4 and 6, not on this, but I've beat Final Fantasy 4 and 6 in general. So I am excited to play 2, 3, and 5. So those will be maybe goals for next year. This is one that I wanted to own because I bought it digitally and then felt nasty about it because digital sucks. And I have Final Fantasy 7 and 8. I just had to own it because I was like, well, I already have these on the Switch digitally, and that just, I don't feel like I own it. It doesn't feel right. So I thought I need to have it physically in my collection. So now I do. Then of course, what's next? That is Final Fantasy 9. And one of the best ones in my opinion. Great, super charming, whimsical, magical, just, you know, heartbreaking at times. Just a really solid game. I highly recommend this one. It is really great. It's pure Final Fantasy. It's the good stuff. This is one of the good ones. Next, obviously, we got Final Fantasy X and Final Fantasy X-2. And I know I haven't beat Final Fantasy X yet. Oh no. I got really close to the end, but I still haven't beat it. But I have beat Final Fantasy X-2, and I actually love that game. That's great. I don't care that it's super cheesy and hokey, because it is fun. And sometimes games need to be like that. Don't we sometimes want a silly, goofy JRPG? Because I know I do, and it's perfect, fits the bill. And Final Fantasy X, well, one day I will finally see some end credits rolling, but I have not yet. Of course, the next one that we could only have here is Final Fantasy XII, and I bought this because it was incredibly cheap, and I just thought, okay, I have it now. If I feel like playing it, I will. I don't know why this game scares me. It just does. I feel like I'm gonna suck. I'm not gonna be good. Change my mind. I want to hear what you guys have to say about it, because I know one of my friends. I know you want me to play this game, Ruben. I know that you do, and I want to play it because then I can just say that I did it, and maybe I'll fall in love with it. So everybody, let's hear what you have to say. Now we have some Fire Emblem games. We have Fire Emblem Engage, which I think is top tier. It is my favorite Fire Emblem game of all time. It's the best. I absolutely love it. Recommend it fully. Oh my god, this is a great game. And then, don't stop there, we have Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I think is just okay. I'm sorry, because I know some people think this is like the bee's knees, but for me, I don't know. It wasn't for me. There was a school environment and I wasn't really digging it. So I liked it. I had a good time with it, but it was definitely not like a favorite game of mine. So apologies there, guys, but it's just okay for me. Here's a really great collection that I own, and that is Grandia. It's 1 and 2, and so I've beat Grandia, but I haven't beat Grandia 2, so I'll have to check that out one day. I've heard good things about that one as well, but Grandia, wow, what a great game, really neat. It was one of those games at the end where I was like, yeah, that was a really solid experience, so I really enjoyed Grandia, and I will have to check out the second one at some point. Next, we have one of the best games, I think, on the Switch that is a hidden gem, and that is Harvestella, because people are like, ew, farming, including myself. I literally saw it at the Direct and went, that's disgusting, I don't want anything to do with it, ugh, farming game, bleh. And then I played it, and I was like, oh my god, it's like a little bit of farming, but mostly just a great, solid JRPG. So, in a nutshell, play this game, it's really great. If you don't like farming games, you'll still like it. Yes, Dark Times, Just Dance 2020. Okay, next, we have one here that I really want to get to. It's just so hard. Everybody knows. It's too many games, not enough time. But that is Kaze and the Wild Masks. Apparently this is like Donkey Kong Country, so I really want to play it. I just haven't got to it yet. I haven't really been making platformers a priority lately, but this is one that I think maybe I should. Here's a solid one. Absolutely love this game, and that is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Holy smokes. Really good game. My first Kirby game. It was my first Kirby game, and now I love Kirby because this is great. One of the best platformers on the Switch, like hands down. Here's one that I got this year, and that is Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, and really good, really good. I absolutely love this. It was really fun. I think Forgotten Land is a bit better. This is a game that was on the Wii. It's really great though, and I enjoyed my time with it. It had a solid game from, A to Z. Really, really good time. We have The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Not my thing. I've said this before a million times. This is not my type of Zelda game. I don't care for it at all. My husband actually beat this. This is his kind of Zelda. This was like what made him fall in love with Zelda. That's great. It's just not for me. Not my type of thing, but I, respect it in every way. I think it's like a solid experience. If people think this is the best game of all time, that's great. That's fair. Like, I'm not going to argue it. It's not for me personally, so I have it in the collection because, we had it as the first Switch game I ever bought, but it's just not for me, I'm sorry. Here is one for me, though, and that is Link's Awakening, Legend of Zelda. This is my kind of Zelda. I absolutely love this. When this came out, I had such a fun time with it because I never played it originally on the Game Boy. Wow, this is such a fun game, graphically gorgeous, just a really cool game and a shorter game, but fantastic. Highly recommend. I will say that I do have Tears of the Kingdom, but I won't show it because, oh my goodness, we're probably going to trade it in because I only own it because my husband wanted it, and he doesn't have time to play games, and he's just like, I'm not feeling this. He's not feeling the crafting thing as much as Breath of the Wild. So instead, he's probably just going to trade it in and get me some games that I want. So I was like, okay, so yes, it's right here, but I'm not going to show it because it's probably going to go very soon. Sorry, I'm just being honest. Next, we have Luigi's Mansion 3. Fantastic game. To me, one of the best first-party games there is. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. This is just top-notch, video game design and development. It is just really good. Here's my favorite Switch game of all time, and that is Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It's the best kart racer, it's the best Mario Kart, it's the best everything. It is so much fun. I never want to stop playing it. It is number one in every way for me. I just want to play it by myself. I want to play it, with my husband. I want to play it online. Like, it is great. There are so many tracks. This is top tier. This is one of the best games ever made. Here is Mario Party Superstars, and a really fun Mario Party game, obviously. Had a lot of fun with this one. I have fun with all the Mario Parties, so I don't really have much to say other than it's a fun game to play when you're into that party game vibe. This is one that I actually just started, and then Super Mario Bros. Wonder came out, so I put it aside, which I normally don't do, but I was like made an exception for that game. But so I'll probably get back to it within like a week or two, and that is Master Detective's Archive Raincode. Again, weird titles some of these have, but looks like a really fun game. It's the same people who made Danganronpa, and it looks very interesting. So I am curious to finally, actually get into it and dive in, because I only played like an hour of it, and then I put it down for Super Mario Bros. Wonders, so yeah, we'll get to it soon. Here's a really great platformer. It is amazing, and that is New Super Lucky's Tale. It is so, so, so good. This, I can't recommend enough. Very similar to Super Mario 3D World, that kind of vibe, where it's like kind of a mix of 2D and 3D platforming. Just really good, really good. A nice, good enough challenge. I highly recommend it. Here's one I haven't played yet. I really want to get to it at some point. It's never been a priority because I know some people think it's just meh, but it's Ni no Kuni 2. I mean, Ni no Kuni 1 is amazing, so I'm sure this is decent. I don't know. We'll see when I get to it. I was supposed to play it this year, and I didn't. That's not going to happen, so we'll see. Maybe next year. We finally get to Octopath Traveler. It is here. It is in my collection. I don't give it away because there is too much about it that I do like, but there's a lot that I don't like about it. This game is grindy as... anyway, it's grindy. I don't, and I do, and I don't, and I do like it. So it is here. It is indefinitely shelved, and yeah, I don't know, a weird relationship with Octopath Traveler, so whatever, it's here. Here's one that is actually pretty cool and very different, and if you haven't played it, check it out. It is Omori, kind of like Earthbound, but like really dark, where you're like, ooh, geez, triggering stuff here. So check it out, look it up, and yeah, I mean, it's not Earthbound, okay? I'm always looking for the next Earthbound. It is not, but it is really good. It's just not my favorite game of all time. I know some people think this is like amazing. I would give this like a solid, like a 7.5, 8 out of 10. To me, it's like really good. I had a great time with it. Very creative, very unique. It just, I wanted, again, it's one of those games where I just wanted a little bit more and I just didn't get it. And that's just my personal opinion. And yeah, still recommend it though. Here's a game that I actually won online. I won it on Twitter, which is really cool. It's Otoko Cross Naked Remix. Yeah, it's like solitaire and mahjong, and I really want to check this out because I actually want to learn those. I'm gonna admit I don't know how to play solitaire, so I kind of want to check this out. It's kind of an interesting premise, kind of weird, but it is here, and it's a game I won. I never won anything, so it was kind of fun to get this in the mail. Here's one I am completely, like, absolutely so mad about. Like, really mad. Okay, so it's called The Outbound Ghost. Okay, this is like an indie game that I was so excited. I couldn't wait when they said physical copies were available. I was like, oh yeah, I'm there. I bought it. I was so excited. And then when it came out, they're like, the Switch game is kind of like unplayable. It's like not gonna work very well. And I was like, oh, so that's why I haven't opened it. And I guess there were some issues between like the developer and the publisher, and there were like, you know, the guy who made the game, he made it all on his own, and then I guess maybe he made some bad deals and poor choices. Like, I don't know what happened, but apparently this is unplayable, and I think the PS4 version is playable, the PS5 version is okay, but like, this is not, and I don't know what the deal is. So part of me wants to just open it up and see like, just how unplayable is it? If you've played this, please, I want to know what your thoughts are, because I really actually do want to play it. It looks really good. It looks like Paper Mario. It looks like a fun JRPG. Yeah, kind of mad that it just is sitting in limbo and no one's fixed it. Like, there's no patches to have fixed it. So, if you know anything about this game, please comment below, please. Here's a one that looks kind of just like this weird, you know, lame game, but it's actually not. It's Pac-Man World Repack, and it's actually a really good platformer. This is actually pretty hard. So don't look at it and be like, oh, that looks stupid, because it's not. It's really good, and I wanted to throw it at a wall at one point. So really good game. We got Paper Mario, the Origami King. To me, this is like phenomenal. This was fantastic. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Some people didn't like it at all. It was too weird for them. That's fine. I get it. It's not like the originals, but it is really different. And in fact, this is one of the most interesting gameplay systems, like battle systems I've ever seen before. Was so creative, really wacky, and I don't know, I really got into it and was like, you know, I was really digging it. I really liked it. So I personally recommend it, but just know it is definitely out there. Here's one that I need to get to, like, pretty soon, and that is Persona 5 Strikers. I just was all Persona'd out, and now I feel like, well, it's been long enough. I need to get back into Persona, because Tactica's coming out, and I feel like I need to play this, so I have to make some time for a few of these, but yeah, it's definitely one I want to play because Persona 5 is so great, and I'm sure this is great. People have really recommended this to me, so I gotta get to it. Here come the Pokemon games, so let's get through them. So we got Pokemon Brilliant Diamond. I would say this was one of my most favorite recent kind of like ports. Really great. Like, when Diamond came out, I thought it was okay, you know, whatever, but I really enjoyed this because I don't really like the new Pokemon games that much, and this was just, you know, pure bliss to me. It felt very nostalgic, felt really fun, so I like this one a lot. Then we got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. I remember thinking this looks so stupid when it came out, and then I played it and I was like, oh my god, it's great. I'm getting all the nostalgic vibes I want, so it did everything I wanted. So I actually really do recommend this. I love it. Okay, now we have Pokemon Shield. This was a huge bummer. I don't like it at all. I'm sorry. It's just not for me. It's a big boo. It's a big thumbs down. I did not like this at all. I did not like the direction they took. And that means that then when the next one came out, which is Pokemon, for me it was Violet, I hated this game. I hated it so much. I beat it, but I beat all these games, but I just, oh my god. Please, I would really like to see some more old school Pokemon here, and I just couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. I don't like it. We have Ring Fit Adventure because, yeah, here's the deal. I haven't played this for a long time, but I I do other exercise. I like to go running. Now that I run, I feel like I should get back into this because I feel like maybe there'd be things I really enjoy about this that maybe I didn't before. But one thing I will say, this is cool. This is a solid, great game to work out. So I will give it a seal of approval. I give it a thumbs up. I just haven't played it for a long time. Here's one I want to play. It's supposed to be like a visual novel kind of point and click adventure, and that's Road 96. I need to get to it. It just was not a priority for me this year, so maybe I'll make it a priority next year because I don't think this is very long, but I've heard good things from a few people that it's like a really cool game. Here's one that is definitely unique, very different, but just didn't blow my mind, and that is Sayonara Wild Hearts. I know some people, you know, this was like the best game ever, and I'm like, sure, I mean, cool, it's neat, but you can beat this game in about an hour to 2 hours, so there's that, but it's not... Like, is this worth owning physically? I would say no. So I don't know what I was thinking, but whatever. I have it, and it is unique. I will give you that. It is a cool game. It's just not, like, the coolest thing to me. I've got Shantae and the Seven Sirens. This is a Metroidvania game that I don't really like Metroidvania games. So I beat this, but it was not my jam. And it kind of made me go, huh, I'm not really a Metroidvania person. But that's okay. Here's one, kind of just random and cool, and it's called Snipper Clips Plus. It is really bizarre, very unique and creative, kind of just a game for, you know, if you're just wanting to kill 10 minutes kind of thing. Not something you like beat or whatever, but it is really, it's a cool game. You can check it out, look it up. It's neat. It's just not something that I'm going to be playing very often. It does make me wonder if this is something I would maybe play with my son when he gets a little older and can actually like play video games. So yeah, I don't know. It's a cool game though. Here's one I actually tried not that long ago, and I was just like, oh wow, it's not for me. I feel really bad. But it's Sonic Mania, and then also has Team Sonic Racing, and I didn't grow up with Sonic, okay? So I was really excited to play this because I thought, okay, I'm going to actually get into Sonic and be like, yeah, cool, I love platformers. I put this in, and I'm so sorry to anyone who likes Sonic, but I just could not stand it. Like, I was like, this is the weirdest feeling and feels like I'm just watching something go so fast like a pinball machine. And I didn't have any control like Donkey Kong or Super Mario or whatever, or any of the other Kirby, any of the other platformers I've talked about. It is not like that at all. And I know some people like really like this game, but I'm like, I don't. So it's okay. I kept it because I want to have Sonic Team Racing, but I'm like, I just don't like Sonic, and whatever. We got Super Mario Bros. Wonder, which just came out recently. I'm very close to beating this, so stay tuned. I'm sure I'll do a review very soon. But in a nutshell, it's really, really good. I don't think it is, you know, better than some other games that we've seen that are like classics, like Super Mario World, for instance. But I really think this is cool, and I like that they got really creative with this. This is not... I feel like, you know, the new Super Mario Brothers that were on the Wii and the Wii U, they were kind of safe. And not that they're bad, they're just safe. They definitely took more risks on this one, and there's more unique levels. So it's great, but I think the problem is, and this is just a personal thing, is that every time a game like this comes out, I get so excited and pretend like I'm in, like, you know, like I'm 10 years old, and that I'm going to get the same feeling I did when I played a game like this when I was 10 years old, and I can never achieve that, and that's fine. But yeah, overall, it's really, really good. We've got Super Mario Odyssey. Again, another game I was really hyped for, and then I was sort of let down. So I got almost to the end and then put it down for some reason. So this is one I should just go back and restart and just, you know, enjoy it for what it is. But I don't know. I just didn't get into it, which is weird because I like these games. But that's just what happened for me. I don't know. Anyone else feel like this with these? I don't know. I'm curious. We've got Super Mario Party. Again, one of these, they're great. They're all kind of the same, but they're all really fun. Here's one that I'm really glad that I bought. It's Super Mario 3D All-Stars because it's got Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy. And I love Galaxy. I think they should have put Galaxy 2 on there, but whatever, they didn't. But I'm really excited because I have never beat any of those. I've played Super Mario 64. I've never actually beat it though. I know. I mean, played it for like probably 1,000 hours as a kid, but I never actually saw credits roll. And then Super Mario Galaxy is the one that I played on the Wii, and again, I did back when I was playing games and not beating them. So I really want to go back and play those. And Sunshine, I've heard mixed things about. I would give it a try, but those are the ones I would make priority. Super Mario 3D World and Bowser's Fury, one of my favorite Switch games of all time. One of the best Super Mario games, hands down. Just a great experience. So much fun. I love these formats like 3D Land on the 3DS and 3D World on the Wii U and the Switch. Just phenomenal stuff here. Here's a rhythm game that's actually pretty fun, kind of weird, but I really like it, and it's Taiko no Tatsujin Rhythm Festival. This is fun. Again, not something I play all the time, but it is a fun game to own, and it's fun when you just need that kind of like rhythm game experience. It's really fun. It's not the best rhythm game, but it's really fun. Here is one that I think is just okay, and that is Tales of Symphonia remastered on the Switch. I had never played it, so I beat it this year, and yeah, it is a really good game, but I did find it kind of like overstayed its welcome a little bit, and it's a little too puzzly for me, and blah 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 blah. I have a review on it. It's okay. You know, this is like a 6.5, 7 out of 10. Like, it's good. It's just not, to me, like, phenomenal. Like, this is not like, whoa, it's just okay. Here's one of my favorite Switch games of all time. Maybe my favorite 2023 release. I don't know. But that is Theater Rhythm Final Bar Line. This is the definitive, most fantastic rhythm game of all time. This is top-notch stuff here. I can't recommend it enough. This is like, if you like Final Fantasy, then, you know, you'll like this, but you just have to like music. Just be a person who appreciates music, and you'll like this game. We got Trials of Mana, and this is a really cool game. Really has kind of like PS2 vibes. I like it. I don't think it's like, you know, the best thing ever, but it was a really enjoyable experience, and I know that you can kind of experience it in different ways because you can play as different characters, and so if I were to replay it, I would maybe have a different experience than the first time I did. So kind of a cool premise, but, you know, I wanted a little bit more from it. It's an okay game. Like, this is a solid JRPG experience. It's just not the best. Here's one that I didn't think I would like at all because I thought it was going to be like Octopath Traveler, and it is not. It's Triangle Strategy, and it's really good. I absolutely love this. It was very thrilling. This game has chapters, and every chapter I was like, like, what's going to happen? Very exciting. Really cool. If you are scared of tactical or strategy RPGs, don't worry. There's an easy setting, so you can get through it. Alright, here's all my Xenoblade Chronicles games. Xenoblade Chronicles, amazing. One of the best games ever. Just a solid experience. Can't say anything bad about it. It's really good. Then we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And yeah, if anyone's ever seen me show this up, I'm just gonna say right now, yes, I printed the cover because I bought it cart only for like super cheap, and then I bought a Switch case online for super cheap, and I was like, whatever, who cares? So yeah, I have Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I actually really like this game. It is flawed beyond belief. Like, there are so many things I'm like, oh my god, awful. But I played it at a time when I just kind of fell in love with it, and it has a special place in my heart, so I do really like this game, but I do think the first one is a better experience. It's a better game, but this is still really good. If you like the series, definitely play it. Don't skip it. It's good. Now, here's one that is mixed with people, and some people think it's the best. I personally kind of hate it, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2, Torna, the Golden Country, and it's, you know, a prequel to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I was really excited. I played it right after playing Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because I was so hyped on that game, and then I played this and was quite upset, and in a nutshell, it's okay, but then it makes you do, like, all these side quests, and makes them mandatory. And I was like, so they're not really side quests then. This is just rude. This is like the rudest thing I've seen from developers. Like, thank you, no. This is one that I have on my list to play this year, and so I'm gonna try really hard to get to it within the next month. Like, maybe I can beat it before December ends, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. It hasn't happened yet. You know, other things keep coming up, but I really want to get to it. I've been told this is like the best, so I'm really excited to play it. Then we've got Yooka-Laylee and the Impossible Lair. Again, kind of been told it's like Donkey Kong Country, and that it's really, really good. I also been told that the final boss in this game is like almost impossible, which kind of makes me scared, but I'm like, I'm still gonna give it a go. I think it's worth checking out, so I'm really excited to eventually get to this. And finally, we come to the last game, and that is Yoshi's Crafted World. These are slow. The Yoshi games, they're very slow paced. So if you're looking for like fun, fast movements like Donkey Kong or you know, Super Mario Brothers, not quite like that. It's pretty chill, more Kirby-ish, but slower than that. And that to me is not really my thing. I kind of like go, 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 go. But it's really creative and gorgeous. And I was looking at things and looking at the art design and being like, wow, I mean, they nailed it. Like, it's a really cool game. So I still actually really recommend it, but just know that it's more of a slow-paced platformer. This is not one where you're like, oh my god! It's not one of those. And the final boss in this game is awesome. I will say that. It is really good. It's a great final boss, one of the best. Whew, okay. Whew. That is my Nintendo Switch collection physically. I only have the odd digital game, but I don't really typically buy those. So yeah, I'm very excited to show that to you. I love these collection videos so much. They are so much fun. So I hope you enjoyed it. I want to know what you think and what your favorite Nintendo Switch games are, and you know what's in your collection, how big your collection is. Tell me all about it, because I love the Switch. I want to just talk Switch all day. I mean, it's the best console ever, and I am still, you know, collecting games for it. Because it is November, I only, basically anything that comes out in November and December, I wait and ask for it for Christmas. So that is why there's the odd game that maybe just came out where you're like, wow, she doesn't have that. It's because it's on my Christmas list. And so there are a lot of Switch games right now on my Christmas list. So stay tuned for a Christmas pickups video where I'm sure you'll see some more Switch games coming in there. But as of right now, that's my Switch collection, and I really hope you enjoyed it. So remember to comment and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video.